A meltdown is a condition where the Asperger's child temporarily loses control due to emotional responses to environmental factors. It generally appears that the Asperger's child has lost control over a single and specific issue. However, this is very rarely the case. Usually, the problem is an accumulation of a number of irritations which could span a fairly long period of time, particularly given the strong long-term memory of the Asperger's child. Why do the problems that Asperger's children experience seem hidden? Well, one, Asperger's children don't tend to give a lot of clues that they're very irritated. Two, oftentimes Asperger's child grievances are aired as part of their normal conversation and may be interpreted by parents as part of just standard whining. Three, some things which annoy Asperger's children would not be considered annoying to others, and this makes parents less likely to pick up on a potential problem. Four, their facial expressions very often will not convey the irritation. And five, their vocal tones will often remain flat even when they are very annoyed. What happens during the meltdown? Well, the meltdown appears to most children as a temper tantrum. There are marked differences between adults and children, however. Children tend to flop onto the ground and shout, scream, or cry. Quite often they'll display violent behavior such as hitting or kicking. In adults, however, due to social pressures, violent behavior in public is less common. Shouting outbursts or emotional displays can occur, however, but more often it simply leads to depression. When the Asperger's child is depressed, he often retreats into himself and abandons social contact. Some Asperger's children describe meltdowns as a red or gray band across the eyes. There is a loss of control and a feeling of being a powerless observer outside the body. This can be dangerous as the Asperger's child may strike out, particularly if the instigator is nearby or if they are taunted during a meltdown. Sometimes depression is the only outward visible sign of a meltdown. At other times, depression results when the Asperger's child leaves their meltdown state and confronts the results of the meltdown. The depression is a result of guilt over abusive, shouting, or violent behavior. One of the most important things to realize is that meltdowns are part of the Asperger's condition. Asperger's children have great difficulty avoiding meltdowns, and your job as the parent is to help him avoid meltdowns to begin with. Punishing an Asperger's child for a meltdown is a lot like punishing someone for swearing when they hit their thumb with a hammer. It won't do any good whatsoever and can only serve to increase the distance between you and your child. In addition, meltdowns are not wholly caused by the current scenario, but are usually the result of an overwhelming number of other issues. The one which causes the meltdown is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Unless you're a mind reader, you won't necessarily know what the other factors are, and your Asperger's child may not be able to fully communicate the problem.